Hi, I'm Raj Kumar, President and Editor-in-Chief of Devex, here in Paris once again at the Convergences Conference, and joined by Denis Guibard,
Right.
who is the Vice President of Sustainability for Products and Services at Orange, which is obviously one of the world's largest telecommunications companies, very big in Europe and very big in Africa. I think you're in 18 countries.
That's right.
How many customers do you serve in Africa?
Well, it's a growing number.
Yeah?
I think we're above 60 million.
60 million? Yeah.
And by the way, that's very interesting to know that the country in which we have the largest number of customers in our footprint is Egypt.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, what's interesting about your role in particular is you're kind of in the CSR world, but you're very connected to the business.
Yes, my role is really to make the connection between marketing and business and CSR, embedding CSR in the way in which we conduct our business, especially developing our offers, selling them, as well as taking the CSR approach and the sustainability needs of our customers, be they on the environmental or social aspect, into our product development scheme, into the innovation, feeding the marketing people with that in order that they develop solutions to address these needs.
Which is key in markets like in Africa, in the 18 countries you operate, because so many people are at the bottom of the pyramid and there's real business opportunity there.
Yes, that's right. And actually in Africa we have set up a kind of framework which we call Orange for Development, which is starting from our role in this country where we are one of the largest companies in each of the country, where we know that information technology has a huge impact on development and improving the situation of the population. So we feel a strong responsibility in that. So we implemented this framework with three aspects. One is really, first, do well our own business, which is providing connectivity.
Right.
That's basic. Second, develop applications in key areas that are providing improvement to the population, like health, education, agriculture, financial services.
Mobile phone apps, basically.
Yes. Using very basic phone because most of the population is not having yet a smartphone, so it requires some specific development, but we managed to do that.
Okay.
And third, to contribute to what we call the ecosystem, the digital ecosystem, the local innovation ecosystem, getting more and more people moving into entrepreneurship, innovation, using digital services. So we're working in setting up incubators.
Okay.
We are also set up what we call the Orange Social Venture Prize in Africa, granting some awards, including money and support to projects that are using ICT and making good for the population.
And how is that good for your business, that last part?
Well, that last part is an indirect benefit.
Okay.
We are not investing in this project, we're not making money with this project, except the fact that they are increasing the usage of mobile, but it remains small. It's more that it's growing the usage of digital world, which in turn benefit to us.
If you're a big player and the overall market grows,
yes,
you grow
that's contributing to the growth of the market and the growth of the usage, and it's also benefiting our image.
Sure. And now, talking back to the second point about applications that you develop, are you making any money of these? Which applications are actually turning into real business?
Well, the most, I think, famous one and the largest, which widespread in the population is our mobile banking system, which is called Orange Money, which I think now is deployed in 13 countries out of the 18 we mentioned in Africa, and the figure is keeping growing, so maybe it's another estimation, more than 7 million users.
Yeah.
So our footprint.
And what are the applications that you may be developing more for philanthropic or CSR purposes that don't make a lot of money?
Well, the philanthropic application by nature are not supposed to make money.
Sure.
And we have a lot of application in the philanthropic area that are, or action, it may not be application on the mobile, that is related to education.
Okay.
And we also focus on women, and education in women can very well go together in Africa. And that's for the philanthropic. For the CSR business-oriented application, one key area is agriculture and rural areas. So we are working on many projects in various countries to provide very simple application or applications that are working simply on simple phones, but providing information regarding market prices, advice to the farmer to grow their crops, or this type of things. We are working, for instance, in Ivory Coast on all the value chain on cocoa to help all the small farmers get the information, improve their own activity. And that's very important to do that, in doing that, to work with local players. And also one of the key points in all this application is reaching the end user, which may be somebody which is not literate or which is not digitally literate. So we work with what we call a local agent, a person, intermediary, that is owning a better phone, kind of smartphone, and that is the interface both in terms of technology, but also of content, to provide the information to the end user. On the top of that, it's somebody from the local community, which is trusted by the local people. Because if you send an SMS to a farmer that has been farming for generations in the same way, telling him that he has to change, who are you to do that?
Unlikely to work.
But if it goes through a person that is locally implanted and that is trusted by the community, it makes a lot of change.
Sure.
And a bigger impact.
Well, one of the things that's exciting about Orange and your work in Africa, and I think it's connected to this conference, decades ago maybe we looked at doing business there or work in Africa as philanthropy. You're doing real business.
Yes.
You're making money. How important to your company is...
Africa is a big part of our activity. It's one of the fast-growing activity. You know that the mobile market in most European countries is saturated, and there is a price war. So how can we grow? By new generation of services. That's what's happening with the 4G being deployed, for instance, in France, but it's just beginning. And we can grow by going into the new market or the market that are growing, that's Africa.
Right.
Well, even if the penetration rate is reaching high figures, we know that people are having 1 or 2, 3 SIMs card, so there is still room to grow in terms of number of users, of subscribers, as well as in volume of usage by subscriber. So that's really where we want to grow.
It's an exciting message, and
Yeah.
it's great to connect your growth to achieving some social goals in those countries.
Sure, and there is a lot of room to do that in Africa.
It's great to talk to you. Thanks for
Thank
being
you
here.
very much.
Thank you.